So today we've got more SBCs and there's some big ones coming out right now. We also have an Icon Max 87 leaked, which more than likely will come out on, I believe, Wednesdays when the hero. I can imagine that'll be the same. It will come out that same day. So that's going to be a Max 87, meaning it will be expensive. We might see things rise, which might make some of these SBC rises, because obviously the price is all dependent on the market. If the market's really low, then a lot of these SBCs look a lot better. If it's really high, it makes them look even higher. I think that's a pretty easy explanation, to be honest. Now, we've had quite a few weeks with a couple of these cards. For instance, someone like Haaland. For me, I'm still on the fence that he is a not complete. As much as he is fantastic, and I'm not saying that he's not a great player, we were all talking about the value of the card. So if you go check out a striker tier list, he's absolutely up there. He's an S, maybe even an arguing an S plus in some cases. But when it comes to value of an SBC, I think he's good, but he's not quite the top. He's coming in now at what, 500, 600, 720 still. It's very expensive for when his gold card is just not in that price range anymore. If he had an extra play style plus, which he's not going to have, or a skill move weak foot upgrade to an absolute max, then fair enough. But at the minute, he's coming in at 130k. I would much rather go and buy that gold for the 1-2 upgrades across the board, roll plus plus versus the roll plus plus. So literally, it is a bog standard upgrade. It's what we saw with Ronaldo last year, not last year, when he joined Man U and got the first player of the month. The SBC was over $1 million. Very good card. If you can get him in, fantastic. But what you're going to have to give up is far greater than what the SBC is. If you need coins in FC25, lootbar.gg has you covered. They are the cheapest trading platform on the game, 8 to 10% cheaper than any others, 8% off if you use the code JT11 at the end at checkout, plus you get 5% extra on coins. With the fastest delivery system going, used by many FC25 creators such as Zorky, Manny Plus, and even pro owners. So if you need any coins, head over to lootbar.gg, make sure JT11's in the promo code, and hopefully you enjoy. We've got a lot of these foundation cards as well that are just pretty bog standard, to be honest. They're somewhat semi-okay if you're looking for an objective squad. Obviously for Saudi, for the Spain nation, for Netherlands, NWSL. We've got a lot of them. Like we've got, for instance, we've got 34k, 24k, 9k, 27, 24, and I think we've had one more at 30 at the minute. They are really, just for me, SBC storage. Get them out of the way. None of them are going to make it into a main team properly. Salmon, maybe. And El Dosari, if he's in a team that you are building a Saudi kind of mega team, if you're getting Ronaldo, Mane, Benzema, the whole shebang there, plus the heroes in, is it Noir, El Jabba, and also El Waran, then fair enough, then he is going to be a must complete for that. But on a generic ultimate team, none of these get in. They just don't. And the value of them are not necessarily worth debating, because realistically, you're looking at, for instance, El Dosari's just come out. He's coming in for an 84 rated team, 1 in form, and that's it. Now, SBC storage, you're going to have a lot of 84s, a lot of 83s, maybe even a cheeky inform there, but we do get informs every single week. There should be no issues with that card whatsoever for you to complete. Then if you was to look at, for instance, the 9k player, we've got coming in, I don't know, but I can't remember what her actual SBC was, but she's coming in at 9,000. You're looking at an 83 rated team. If that's not SBC storage, I don't know what is, because they are just the easiest ones. Get in, get done, and that's it. Now, we still have a lot of the player of the months. There's definitely some better than Haaland in my opinion here. I still think Thuram is an incredible one, and praying that you all did the centre mid Thuram as well. He again is just marvellous. He's due the upgrade very, very soon. I believe they just need the 1 win still, which we should see in the next couple of weeks. But then having him as a striker as well is always going to be fantastic. We then also have the likes of Yamal. He was the kind of next player of the month that came out. A little bit more expensive, I'm not going to lie, 260. I'm not a big fan of that pricing. I really think that is slightly higher than what you should be paying for a card like that, especially when he has got his upgrade already. So for instance, if you look at 41k, a double upgrade on stuff, 3 upgrade on the physical, I know that you could do him with untradeable value, and that is definitely something to take into consideration. I just don't think that SBC should be anywhere near 260. It's a great dynamic, it's a great card. I can't imagine he will get another one very, very soon, but 260 for me is just not the move right now. Maybe if you are judging for an Evolutions later on down the line, then fair enough, be my guest, it's not going to hurt, but I think for right now, if I was saying what SBCs to complete, he unfortunately wouldn't be the value that I would go for, in my opinion. We do have the 2 World Tour players in as well. We still have Danjuma and also Alex Garcia, both coming in at a reasonable price. I'd say now, after a few weeks, I would be looking at Alex Garcia as a must complete, especially with how cheap he is. Danjuma, very good card and especially a really good base level striker. But I'd say now we'd be looking more at decent value. I feel a lot of evolution strikers are coming in. There's a lot more Haalands coming in gold form. Griezmann's are coming in as well. And then many heroes that are getting packed as well. So right now, I think it's definitely the market reflection on a lot of people opening packs, getting a couple of weeks now of rewards. Everybody's getting into their certain divisions. If it's rank 3 to 1 to elite, getting into champs. We've had 2 rewards now of it. So if you've got 15 to 11, 10 wins, you're either icon or hero as well, hero pack that is. So he is starting to come down in my opinion. We also then have Cole Palmer. I think he has been fantastic value for him. Now, obviously 70k is still a decent chunk of SBC fodder, I suppose, but realistically we're looking at 18k for his 86 or 70k for his player of the month. The only good thing with his player of the month is it's very much like Yamal. You are looking for an evolution later on down the line. The only difference is 70k is so much cheaper than 260. I would say Cole Palmer for me is incredible value. Now, he isn't necessarily an incredible player yet. Very good. He's good, but you've got to be realistic. I can't imagine there is a ton of people in them topper divisions really utilising him. We've seen the midfield now. You're looking at Patry. We're seeing a lot of Bellinghams. De Jong's special card or normal card. We're seeing maybe a KDB for his incisive pass. And that could be the big thing for Cole Palmer. If he had incisive pass rather than his dead ball, then maybe he could be slightly more effective. Or even if he had the 4-star weak foot, it could have added a different layer to him. He is very much a build-up play sort of player as well. So he really fits in to a certain play style. He's not going to bomb past everybody. He's not that quick winger. He's very much calm, collective. Literally how he plays. He's calm and collective. He builds up the little 1-2s. He may beat a man. I'm not saying that he can't run past somebody, but he's not going to beat all 5 back line. He's just not going to do that. So for me, decent value. We still have Varane. Honestly, I still stand by it, even though he, again, is quite expensive at about 460, I want to say he was. If we go to players, he's there for a couple of weeks, I want to say as well, 22 days, so he's there for a while. 420. If he was only there for a week or two, I'd say that might be a little bit of a stretch, especially if we don't get player picks tonight. And that could have the massive implication on this whole tier list is if we do get some decent player picks. We've had 2 weeks of double upgrades. I know we had the 80 plus combo, which was what it was. To be honest, it was okay, but really the value of it, from what we got and what I've seen from it, it didn't seem like it was paying out. Player picks are always what people want, and I'm hoping that they do come tonight, which would be very nice and could change, hopefully, a lot of ways to actually get some fodder. With, obviously, Varane being 22 days, 420, it's not the worst in the world. Like, we're looking, what, an 85, 86, 87, and an 88. Now, the 88 is going to be a little bit difficult. I'm not going to lie to you. That one's going to be the real tough one. I think anything from 87 to the 84, obviously, is reasonable. It's gettable. 88 is harder when we don't have a lot of special cards or a lot of cards in general that are very packable, that are over 88 rated, because realistically with an 88 squad you want to try and get at least an 89. Now I know a lot of people in champs, you'll get Hergerberg quite a lot, you'll get Renard a lot, Kane seems to be quite a big one, so there is a few, but this is just one SBC of the menus. We're not even hit the highest paid one yet. So for me, it's an interesting one with Varane. Nico Williams, very much like Yamal, is not worth it in my opinion. I think when you look at him now again, we're looking at like a 600k SBC, as much as he is a fantastic card. Rapid plus, great pace, needs a bit of a shooting boost, is likely to get the upgrade as well. I just think 640 for him is so expensive. Like really, if you think, if we was to, and this is very hypothetical, if we was to get a Vinny player of the month and he was $1.5 million, 2 mil, like how much is he coming in as a gold? Say he gets a one, oh, he's already got an info, of course he does. Say he comes in at 2.5 mil. You're going to put like literally a fourth of an SBC into a Nico Williams over a Vinny. I would personally just save it and go for that, or go for another left mid that does come out very soon, and more than likely we'll get loads of them. We've actually had one this week that does make a lot of sense. We got Alex Morgan coming in at 350 and Swanson coming in at 230. Now obviously if you have got Sophia Smith, that's going to be a great link, plus any of the icon. Well, I think it's just the new icon. Mia Hamm is an obvious one there, to be honest, but if you've managed to get the centre mid, a very good shout for a great link. Tim Howard, if you wanted to try him in goal. It's a great link for these two in Swanson and also Alex Morgan. They are fantastic cards. You've obviously got the Finesse Shot Plus versus a no Playstyle Plus, but 4-star, 5-star. Both of them, in my opinion, are cracking cards. Very, very worth your money. So if you are doing one, I would suggest doing both. I think both of them linking together is perfect. All you need then is like 1 or 2 more players within the NWSL, I believe. So say, for instance, the easiest way to do this, go over to FootBin. We'll put Swanson as the left wing. We'll go Morgan. And then I wonder if we go Smith, because Smith can play right wing as well. That would give you the 2 chemistry. Let's add a manager. Let's just go anybody. Oh, I wonder if we do both. NWSL. So we need 1 more American. So if we was to go, this is testing my knowledge now. I don't know any other Americans that are worth putting in. So say we go with no players found, apparently. Fantastic. Okay, there we go. So obviously the icon would do it. But say if we was to look at, Tim Howard would be the easiest shout. Beasley would obviously not be in there. Dunn's not a bad shout, but not quite in the midfield. It'd probably have to be Tim Howard, really, I'd say, if anything. And it was American. So say we go with Tim Howard, just go for any version of him. That would get all the links. So you are looking at a 4 link. If you can get the icon, any of the icons, Mia Hamm or Foundy or Fundi, however you pronounce the name, then obviously that's going to be perfect in itself, because it will just link them all together. I think if you was to go her, was it, how did you do it? There it is. So if you was to change that, that does give the free link as well, in case you didn't want to get Smith. Smith is incredible as well. That's enough on them. I think they are fantastic. We then have the other Liga F player of the month. Again, another quite cheap one, which is always nice. We love any cheap SBCs if we can get them. Obviously 85, great pace. She is on the right mid, can play left mid as well. She's got a nice card in her left wing, 83, 43,000, easy, job done. Potential good evolution later on down the line, but 93 on the pace, 85 shooting and 86 dribbling. She's on a very good balance already. You go with that finisher, you're looking at a 90 left wing striker or right wing. I think as just a club filler, that is fantastic nonetheless. Then we move in to the final UCLs, the road to the knockouts. We've obviously got Stiller and Gwyn, I think is how you pronounce the name. I'm pretty sure it's Gwyn. We've got them coming in. Stiller's coming in at 27 and Gwyn is coming in at 103. Now, obviously, for the Women's Champions League, the UEFA Women's Champions League, I don't know who's the best. I don't know who's winning. I don't know what groups everybody in. That's just myself. I don't follow that. So I can't tell you if she's due the upgrades. Leave it in the comments if she is. But 103,000, it's decent, it's good enough, but I would personally go with more SBC fodder. Stiller, again, CDM, coming in with some decent defending physical, nothing too crazy. I personally would go with just SBC storage out of them. I wouldn't say not necessarily don't complete, because the potential chance they do get the upgrade, but I wouldn't be saying go and do them 100%. I think they are just there as a backup. Which leaves us with Kvaratskhelia, the 87 player of the month we've got here. Now, there was a massive thing for him is that he did get a 1 upgrade on obviously his inform, which is pretty fantastic. Didn't get no Playstyle Plus, which I saw a lot of people complaining about because I can understand this is now the second card of him. So realistically, unless an evolution comes for an 87, doubt it anytime soon. But we are not going to get a Kvaratskhelia upgrade with a Playstyle Plus until his third card. That's just how it works. Unfortunately, they can't stop informs. They can't stop player of the months unless they really just rig their system. That just is what it is. They're not trying to give Playstyle Pluses just yet. Hence why Swanson doesn't have one. She's an 89 rated card at 250. Danjuma doesn't have one. We've very rarely seen a change. If they've got one on their gold, they normally have the same one on their player of the month, their inform, their rush, their road to the knockout. Unless they haven't got one and they're putting them at the top of the top. So that one for me, it just is what it is. In terms of the card, he's a solid card. Again, like Yamal, he could have been a bit cheaper. I think with the fact that his 86 is still 85,000, it's not as if they were going anywhere near the 100 mark. So I think the lowest sort of price you could have gone with is around the 200 mark. So for me, if you're running a Serie A team, it's a potential that you do want to do him. In terms of positioning, if we have a look at the left mid and left wing, realistically, we are looking at Leo at 418 still. Wow. I know he is very good. I've seen him in position. You're obviously looking at the gold version. You're looking at the 84. Realistically, he's one of the better shouts that you can get without buying or having a Leo. So at that point, he becomes somewhat very important in that role if you are making that team. Now, you could do that for everybody. Obviously, if you're building a Bayern Munich women's team, then obviously Gwyn's got to be there. But I do think Kvaratskhelia holds that kind of weight as well with that 5-star. Which leaves us with our man Sterling. Now, a decent card upgrade, not going to lie. It's gone from an 81. I don't think I've really even seen him, to be honest. So he's 280. He's now gone up +5, which is nice. 5 pace, 10 physical, 3 on the dribbling, and 7 on the shooting. It's a nice upgrade for him. Obviously, he's gone from a 4-star, 3-star to a... is he? Yeah, he was always a 4-star, 3-star. I was going to say, hold on, why does that say... They got them the wrong way round. That looks really weird. Obviously, he's a 4-star, 3-star, same as normal. No Playstyle Plus. I think he's got wide playmaker. All of them are the same. So it is just generically the upgrade. For me, he's good. Like he's got a very good round of stats. Obviously, you'd look at something like the Hunter really because his agility balance is already fantastic. So you are looking at an 89 left wing, right wing. I think he's an okay card. I wouldn't say he's absolutely crazy, but if you build an Arsenal team, if you build an English team, he's one that you can obviously, again, go for like Kvaratskhelia, and he's going to offer you a lot. The biggest thing that we've got is Rashford got an 85 evolution. If you've already done that, that does put a position up there. Sonny Baby's there, Garnacho's there. Obviously, you've got Gold Son, Doku could be there as well. Diaz is always a great shout also. So you've got a lot of cards already coming in. Very, very good. But as he is an SBC untradeable, you can put fodder into him. I would put him in more so in that decent value. So that is going to be every SBC for now. Let me know how many you've done. Have you missed any that you wanted to do? And what is to come in the future? Peace.